Be honest. Are you running your business or is your business running you? If you feel like every yes is pulling you further from what really matters, you're not alone. And it's time to fix that. In this video, we're going to talk about what saying yes too often does to your business so that you can move away from decision fatigue, calendar overload, and leadership exhaustion, and move toward clarity, focus, and the kind of leadership that actually builds something sustainable. The point in all of this that I want to emphasize to you is that every yes you say has a cost. And if you don't know what it's costing you, you're probably paying too much. The leaders who last aren't the ones who say yes to everything. They're the ones who protect their best yes at all costs. If you're new here, my name is Jared, and I'm a high school teacher turned leadership coach. Over the last 9 years, it has been and continues to be my mission to help leaders like you get results without burning out, to build strong teams without settling for mediocrity, and to implement simple and scalable systems that focus on what matters most. In this video, I'm going to walk you through 4 things that saying yes too often might be doing to your business without you even realizing it. And if you're someone who struggles to say no without guilt or feels like you're being pulled in 1,000 directions, this video is for you. So our first point is that saying yes kills your momentum. Saying yes might feel productive in the moment, but it quietly drains the momentum of your most important goals. Every yes you might give might seem small, but these small yeses accumulate, and before long, they clog your calendar, drain your energy, and scatter your focus. Think of your momentum kind of like a flywheel. It builds with consistent, focused effort in one direction. But when you're constantly changing lanes, stopping to handle something you shouldn't have taken on, or saying yes to something urgent but not important, you're hitting the brakes on that momentum. And it's not just a productivity principle, it's really strategic. Good businesses and teams say no to good ideas in order that they might say yes to the great ones. And this is why some business owners feel like they're running at full speed and yet not going anywhere. You're not moving slowly because you're unmotivated. You're moving slowly because you're spread too thin. And being spread too thin is exactly what Jim Collins warns against in his book B 2.0, which I highly recommend, by the way. And he says in that book, do first things first and second things not at all. The alternative is to get nothing done. He goes on to say, effective leaders focus their efforts, keeping the number of priorities to a minimum and remaining resolutely focused on them. You can't do everything, nor can a company on the path to greatness. You see, you can't say yes to everything and still say yes to what matters most. But it's not just momentum you lose when you say yes too often. It's your ability to grow into what's next. And that leads us to our second point. Saying yes blocks your growth. Here's the deal. Every yes you give takes time, energy, and attention away from something else. Often the very thing you need to be building. That project you were supposed to finally launch, that's going to get delayed again. That key hire you were going to make time to train, that'll still be on your to-do list. Growth doesn't happen in chaos. It happens in clarity. And clarity comes from choosing what matters and protecting it. When you're constantly reacting to new requests or new ideas or everyone else's emergencies, you create an environment where growth is inconsistent and unsustainable. It's like planting a garden, but watering everything except the thing you actually want to grow. Eventually, even the good opportunities you said yes to become distractions from the great opportunities you were called to lead. So if saying yes is stalling your growth, what else might it be costing you? And that leads us to point number 3. Saying yes disempowers your team. Whether you realize it or not, every time you say yes to something your team could handle, you're sending a subtle message. I don't trust you to lead this. Even if that's not your intent, the result is the same. Your team stops stepping up. They wait for your yes before they act. They bring every fire to your doorstep because they've learned that you'll take it on. When your leadership team sends mixed signals with too many yeses, it breaks alignment and leads to leadership inconsistency. And in his really popular business book, What the Heck is EOS, Gino Wickman puts it perfectly when he says, this inconsistency leads to poor communication, dysfunction, and employees feeling frustrated and confused about what the priorities are. Ultimately, the company never realizes its full potential. Saying yes too often becomes the bottleneck. And instead of empowering your people, you unintentionally reinforce a culture of dependency. That's not servant leadership, it's unsustainable leadership. And over time, it burns you out and holds your team back. So if you're feeling the weight of always being needed, it might be time to look at your yeses, because your constant yes could be stalling your team's growth. Going back to a book I mentioned earlier, B 2.0 by Jim Collins, the author says this: to build a great company, a company that has effective leaders at all levels, you need to remove yourself from many of the decisions and force people to stand on their own feet. Leadership isn't about solving every problem yourself. It's about equipping others to lead too. And if that's what's happening inside your business, what's the long-term result? And that leads us to point number 4. Saying yes slowly erodes your purpose. Every unnecessary yes chips away at the mission that got you started. You didn't build your business to be buried under it. But that's what happens when you say yes to everything. Your time gets divided, your energy gets drained, and your vision starts to blur. The reality is, every time you say yes to something that's not essential, you dilute your clarity and weaken your leadership. And here's the truth, your team feels it. They start to doubt what really matters. They hesitate, they play it safe, and they stop trusting the priorities you've set. One of my favorite books on leadership is called The Subtle Art of ... I'll let you finish it. And it's by author Mark Manson. He says this in that book: the only way to achieve meaning and a sense of importance in one's life is through a rejection of alternatives, a narrowing of freedom, a choice of commitment to one place, one belief, or gulp, one person. And I would add to that, one purpose, one priority in your business. You see, your yes should align with your purpose, not pull you away from it. Otherwise, your business becomes reactive and not intentional. So what's the danger? You wake up one day realizing you're incredibly busy, but not aligned with your purpose. So how do we fix this? By learning to protect our best yeses and realign our daily decisions with our deeper mission. What's interesting to think about is that problems are easy to hear, but really hard to implement. And when it comes to learning to protect your yes, implementing can be even harder. And that's why I created a free one-page guide called the Say No Guide to help you stop saying yes so easily and teach your team to do the same. It walks you through a simple filter system, gives you some language for saying no with clarity and confidence, and includes reflection questions that you can bring straight to your next team meeting. Please grab it using the link below. In this video, we talked about what saying yes too often does to your business so that you can lead with clarity and avoid the exhaustion that comes from being everyone's everything. We explored how yes kills your momentum, how yes blocks your growth, how yes disempowers your team, and how yes erodes your purpose. The bottom line is what I mentioned at the beginning of the video. Every yes has a cost. If you're not intentional, you'll spend your best energy on the wrong things, and that's a cost you can't afford. Now that we've talked about the cost of saying yes too often, what comes next? Well, number 1, I think you should get subscribed to get more type of this content. More importantly, number two, get the resource I mentioned earlier to start on your saying no journey. And number three, if you're going to continue to be on YouTube, then check out this video right over here where I go over my favorite leadership book of all time, The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. In that video, I go over how that fundamentally impacted me, which included learning to say no so that I could only say yes to the best. I'll see you guys right over there in that video.